Hey, well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you do at Triad Cyber Solutions?
Yes, yes. Well, I am Will Casterlow here, fractional CSIO, cybersecurity and compliance AI consultant. And what we do is we service CPAs, bookkeepers, enrolled agents, accountants on how to stay safe in a digital age. We manage your risk. We teach you about cybersecurity on how you can protect your business, your employees, and your clients' data based on state and federal regulations.
That's incredible. What are your thoughts on like people on accounting jobs or law firms even using ChatGPT and different LLMs to do their day-to-day job?
Yeah, well, what I've seen is a lot of people, one, don't take cybersecurity very seriously. A lot of people look at managed IT services or just IT services as what they need and don't realize the risk that they have. So everyone will get hit. That's a fact. It's a fact that everyone will get hit with ransom or an attack. Now, how you set yourself up, it's one thing. That's one reason why I feel like a lot of people these days, a lot of companies do not take cybersecurity very seriously. And that's one of the reasons why the state and federal got regulations like the FTC safeguard rules. They put in regulations because there's so many people being hit and they're not doing anything about it. Insurance companies, there are insurance claims being made. Insurance companies are denying the claims. They're not paying those claims because companies are not doing their due diligence to make sure that they're properly protected. So with that, now you have AI. AI now has been out for about a year and a half, and now even more strongly within the last 4 to 5 months, you see AI all over the place. Now people are looking like, oh, I want to leverage AI, I want to do AI. But the fact is, how do you utilize AI to not remove employees, but to enhance your business and then scale and grow? But then you also have to look at the data security about AI. No one is looking at when they utilize programs like ChatGPT, Copilot, where when you input your data, to allow it to spit out presentations or whatever the case may be for you, reports. But when you input that data in there, now that data, ChatGPT has a history. So now when it has a history, it has your information. Now you compromised again. So without the policies in place, and so many people look at tools, software, hey, we're going to use certain softwares. That's not the thing. You don't need to look at software. You don't need to talk tools. You need to look at policies. What policies do you have in place to keep your business safe and sound, your employees and your customers?
Absolutely. And what policies would you recommend for someone that, has a 9 to 5 and relies heavily on ChatGPT or any of the other engines like Cloud?
Well, you have to have number one, data policies, data restriction. Data restriction. Who in your organization should not have access to certain information? Sometimes you have the finance department, you may have a secretary having the information to the finance department. Or is that data encrypted? Those are policies. You also have policies of network policies as to when people bring on personal devices that are not basically given by the company. We have a lot of remote workers out here today. So a lot of people are working on personal devices. Are those devices covered? Do you have policies in place to make sure that the employees, contractors are not visiting certain sites that they shouldn't be? So there are a lot of different policies and that's where we can help you put those policies in place for you.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And what would be like your day to day on your business? Like, of course, when you become an entrepreneur, you were wearing multiple hats, but as time goes by, what are some of the responsibilities that you choose to take over for your company?
Well, for me, not only do we look to engage on teaching, I'm very big about teaching and educating my clients. My staff, we make sure that the policies and pieces are in place, but we educate. A lot of companies do not have the education to know what to look for, what not to click on. People now they say, "Oh, well, I just won't click on it. I won't open it." That's not enough. Do you have filtering involved? The filtering has the ability to make sure it keeps the spoofing phishing emails coming to you. Do you have your staff making sure they understand the policies that you put in place to keep the business rolling going forward? There are a lot of little things. So one of the biggest things that I do for my clients is we're teaching, we're here to aid. I am your partner. I'm not just an IT company. We're just not a managed service provider or managed service security provider. We are your partners. We grow with you year after year. And I will tell you, some of my clients that we've had clients that have been with us for 15 years. The longest ones we have 15. The shortest ones that we have right now has been 2 years, but the 2 years is because we just acquired them. So one of the things we have is we grow with longevity. We're growing as you grow. And anything that you all need or have a question about, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to advise you on what you need to do, what is the proper measures, and helping with budgeting to make sure that you are properly secured. We lower your risk and we make sure you're in total compliance.
That makes a lot of sense. I like that because that way they look at you as a trusted advisor and you're really building relationships with them over time. Love that. And when it comes to AI, like how have you been able to leverage AI to scale your business?
Well, we have sessions right now. So what you can do, I kind of to promote this a little bit, I do weekly AI briefings. So I do weekly AI briefings every Tuesday at 3 p.m. It broadcasts live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and we talk strategies on how you can do that. I will just kind of give you a couple little tidbits here. Um, Again, we do not focus on you getting rid of your employees. There's so many organizations out here are saying, hey, we can save a lot of money. Chat GPT or AI can go ahead and we can automate these things and we can get rid of staff. That is the wrong thing to do. And 1 to 2 years from now, you will be biting you'll be paying for that. Okay. And you'll be paying for one, but two, you won't be scaling like you need to be scaling. You need to utilize AI with your employees and teach them how to scale the business, how to automate, how to basically reply to messages, how to automate appointments, how to automate onboarding. Those are the types of things that you need to utilize AI. When you're doing those things, now you're growing and you're scaling. So now you're taking something that could be a third of what one person's job could be doing a day, utilize it and put it into automations with AI. Now that person can become more productive. More productive means you're spending less money. You don't need to hire more people. You're just empowering it's almost like you're educating and putting more stock into your current process. So that's how you want to utilize AI.
Yeah, that's the best way. Like you said, it's just empowering that employee, giving it or him the tools to not do any of the repetitive. And like you said, like now that employee can be much more productive in a different area because oftentimes, it makes no sense to do a process over and over if it can be automated. And
Absolutely.
you personally, Will, like what are some of your favorite things that you've been able to automate or accomplish with AI?
We automate our appointments. So all of our appointments are automated. We automated a lot of our marketing content. A lot of our marketing processes are automated as well, utilizing AI. And I would say, even some of our technical policies that we put in place for people when we're onboarding new clients and to save and to educate them, our automations are now built in with AI as well. that human. I'm sorry, we still have that human. Also, my staff, which is my client relations manager, she still goes and verifies all the information. We still talk to the clients as well. So please don't think that we just put an AI, we call it a support agent, to go on and talk to you and do all that. No, you're still talking to a human. It's just we have ways to automate to speed up the process to make it more efficient. So that way we're not missing any loopholes.
That makes a lot of sense. And so, like, when you said automate your schedule, like, do people go into a website and book, and then, like, what is that a workflow, or like, how did you do it with AI? Is it like a live agent that is gonna check for availability and things like that?
Yeah. So our support agent, basically when you go to book an appointment, our support agent is also basically talking to you to make sure this is an appropriate time. If you have any additional questions, it's also giving you information that you may need leading up to the appointment, so that way you can also be more prepped and ready as well. So there is the automation piece versus you set the appointment. Now you get there, you get to the appointment, and now you wish you would have been a little bit more updated or more ready. But now with the automation, as soon as you book that appointment Thursday, 2:30 p.m., now our support agent is talking to you to make sure you don't have any other questions, or if there's something specific you want to talk about, we will have that information right there in hand. So it just cuts down the steps, in other words.
Yeah, it's such a value added. I love that. It enhances the experience. Like, people are more educated throughout the process. There's multiple touch points, which will lead to more loyalty. That's such a great use of AI. And when you said, like, in marketing too, you've been able to leverage AI, like, what are some of those things that you've been able to accomplish?
Yeah, so automating, especially when our campaigns go out. So, like, we are running right now, folks, you need to be looking at it's the Windows 10 end of life. The Windows 10 end of life cycle, excuse me, ends October 14th. If you are running a Windows 10 machine, you must upgrade. Times do unless you're running a certain type of generation or generational type PC or laptop, most of the time those computers are not upgradable. So you need to make sure your laptop is running either, excuse me, ninth generation, ninth generation and up. I would say you can run with a fifth generation. If you have a fifth generation, you can upgrade. If you have Windows 10, you should be able to hopefully, if it's still available, track the free upgrade to go into Windows 11. However, I know that they've done that. They've done that probably 2 years ago, so you probably won't be able to get that for free anymore. Now there's an additional cost to upgrade it. Some of our marketing pieces that we do is we automate our campaigns, and this is specifically one. We're working with the Windows 10 end of life, and it's very, very important because you're not going to be receiving updates. You're going to have higher costs and repairs. You're going to be more vulnerable to attacks. You're going to be pretty much making your business more vulnerable, even if you have multiple people on Windows 11 and two or three on Windows 10. Your network now becomes more compromised than anything because you have those Windows 10 machines. So that's one of the things that we do is we automate that type of a campaign that we're running across the board to everyone in our marketing system.
That's such a great use of AI as well. I'm really happy to hear. And what are some of the metrics that you're, like, mostly focused on improving for your company?
We are improving our relationships with clients. The thing is, technology people have a bad rep of not being customer service friendly. So one of my number one things I preach, and not even so much preach, but I coach to my teammates, is we're all about guest satisfaction. Now, that does not mean that clients are always right and always number one and first. But what we mean is we want to make sure we are doing our due diligence. We're crossing our T's, dotting our I's to make sure we don't miss gaps because we are proposing to people, to clients, that we can safeguard you. We can help keep you safe. Now, is our process or anybody's process 100%? Absolutely no. It doesn't matter. Even what we may do, any other company may do, you are still going to get hit. Now, what it does, it lowers your percentage. Okay. So instead of you now being with no type of security, cybersecurity policies in place, you're at a 99% chance that you're going to get hit. Even if you have antivirus, antivirus is not enough. And again, one of the things I tell people, folks, things have changed. So when I tell you things have changed, we have changed as a provider to provide the level of service. So we're not the cheapest in town. However, we are the experts. And being the expert, we're going to make sure that you have everything you need to have to make sure that your business stays safe and you have the lowest risk of being hit, staying in compliance, and not having to worry. So we take the worry away from you. That's our goal. Our goal is to continue to partner with you and see you grow and scale your business.
Yeah, I love that aspect, the partnership. And what clients do you serve the most so that people can find you and reach out?
We serve CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers the most. And again, folks, just because I said CPAs, accountants, and bookkeepers do not mean we cannot service you. We service nonprofits. We have churches. We have some health. Some people in the health industry. We have law firms. We have trucking industry. We have construction. It doesn't matter. We can service anyone. The thing is, we're building a partnership to make sure that you are protected and your investment is protected. But we also want to make sure that your employees who are the first line of defense, they are protected. So that's who we're servicing. So we have a niche of CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers, and enrolled agents. But again, that doesn't stop right there. Just because we're niche there doesn't mean we cannot provide. We can provide service to everyone. And even if you have an IT team, if you have an IT team, we can do what is called co-managed solutions. We can also provide co-managed solutions, which we can work hand in hand with your IT people. So let's say you have an IT guy or gal, right? They're doing all the printer administration because you can't print or your PC's running slow. They can continue. We can also partner with you to handle all the security aspects. And that's also another great way to make sure now you have the best of both worlds.
I love that. Absolutely. Someone in care of security, someone in care of everything else that needs to be
Absolutely.
running smoothly and properly. And if there was one message that you would like the audience to take home well after listening to today's episode, what would that be?
Do something today. Stop procrastinating. You've been procrastinating long enough. A lot of times people understand, you don't understand what cybersecurity is. Again, and that's the one of the biggest problems I see out here is people do nothing because they don't understand the complexity. They don't understand how important cybersecurity is. IT managed services is just someone who can just make sure if you can't print, you can print. PC's running slow, you can get your PC optimized. Someone who you can't access your OneDrive. Those are IT managed services. But when it comes to compliance and it comes to cybersecurity, this piece right here, you're talking minimum of $10,000 fines per occurrence. So when you do get audited, if you're in the financial industry, if you're in the car industry, when you all do get audited, these are per occurrences $10,000 fines. And when you do get hit, there are businesses that shut down, possibly. I mean, sometimes they can't recover, or it takes them 6 to 8 months to recover. Now you have reputational damage, you have downtime, you can't do payroll, you can't pay people. It's a mess. It's a war. And that's a war you don't want to fight by yourself. So what do you want to do is whether you use us or not, you want to find a credible company who can help you, not price gouge you, but help you put policies in place, be a partner, not just another vendor. And you want someone who can be by your side and advise you on being able to, hey, what else can I do to help scale my business? How can my marketing process be better? My emails, making sure my emails are very, very important. Text messages are very, very important. You want someone to be able to automate and help you. And again, be a partner, not so much a vendor. Partnerships are worth more than being a vendor. So if you want a partner, we are here, Triad Cyber Solutions. We are your partner and your solutions all in advisor.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Will. It's been such a great honor having you on the podcast. Do something today and make sure you're not fighting this war alone. Reach out if you need them, their services. I appreciate you, Will.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. And again, our website, triadcybersolutions.com. You can also go to our Facebook page. You can look up Triad Cyber Solutions there. You can go to Instagram. You can go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you can go to Triad Cyber Solutions or look up my page personally, Will Casterlow. Will Casterlow there. I have a lot of data, a lot of information. You can even go to our YouTube page, Triad Cyber Solutions. We have a lot of videos where I've talked about several different topics. And again, don't forget, every Tuesday at 3 p.m., I have an AI briefing for about 20 minutes or so, talking to you on how you can use AI to leverage and grow your business. Every other Wednesday, I have at 3 o'clock, we have a cyber smart session where we can teach you and talk to you briefly about how to stay safe in the digital age and cybersecurity. But most importantly, schedule that appointment with us. My calendar is all over the place on all those platforms. You can schedule that calendar. And if for some reason any of those times do not fit for you, or let's say you schedule an appointment, but you want to meet sooner, my email is, I'll give you my personal email, will@triadcybersolutions.com. Please email me. I'll get you scheduled as soon as I can. But again, we are here to partner with you. And if you have a current IT person, provider, and you're not happy, or you just want to see what they're doing, are they giving you the proper value? We can also give you a free assessment. I will give you a free external assessment on how and see what your external network looks like. And then we do a full blown assessment, which is the pay center. We will do that for you to just kind of give you a little peace of mind so you can see where you are. But
That's so much value. Thank you so much, Will.